Speaking of which, but here comes day 4. You know a venom animal is a cat, just like Sagwa. But anyways, Mr. Whiskers is a rabbit from Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. But let's take a peek about a rabbit or a cat in this particular video.
The rabbit and the cat. Who would win? Excuse me, ma'am, but I need the rabbit and the cat. Up close and dangerous. Not what I had in mind.
Cartoons.
Hey everyone, it's me, Mr. Whiskers, and this is Ocho, and we here for the Toono This Weekend Reaction Time Chinese New Year. Ocho! And anyways, today is the movie review of the Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway. Ocho! You said that, monster boy. But anyways, let's get things started! Yay! It's a cartoon review!
Peter Rabbit 2 is the latest movie from Sony Pictures. It stars a voice cast led by James Corden and Margot Robbie, as well as live-action tunes from Donald Gleason, Rose Byrne, and David Oyelowo. Before we get into this, don't forget to hit that like button down below.
Did I ever say that, Ocho?
If you haven't
But
already,
you never heard of that Peter Rabbit 2.
So keep up to date with all my content.
Ocho.
Thomas and the Rabbit. Ocho seemed to shake his mischievous reputation. Adventuring out of the garden, Peter found himself in a world where his mischief is appreciated.
And the U.S. theaters in July 2nd, 2021.
Peter must figure out what kind of bunny he wants to be. Peter Rabbit 2, or Peter Rabbit the Runaway, as it's being released under in the USA when it comes out over there, is of course the sequel to 2018's Peter Rabbit, which is based on the stories of Beatrix Potter. Now, as a child, I grew up with the stories of Beatrix Potter. I was read to them by my mother when I was very, very young. Whether we talk about the stories of Peter Rabbit, or Benjamin Bunny, or the Flopsy Bunnies, or Jemima Puddle Duck, or Mr. Todd the Fox, etc.
Hey, you never heard of that?
They're all characters
Flopsy,
that
Topsy,
I
and
idolize
Cottontail
deeply.
before?
They real primal
Ocho the
these
Rabbit,
characters,
huh?
their stories.
Ocho!
They're on the same level as Winnie the Pooh and Paddington Bear to me. So I was really excited to go and check out this movie and have another adventure in this world of Beatrix.
Ow! It's in your hands!
Well, for me, it's something that I really loved.
Ocho!
There were certain things about it that just didn't hit me in the right way. I think a lot of the kind of over-the-top comedy, slapstick comedy and stuff really just didn't sit that well with me. I know it's a kids movie, so it's really going to have this real kind of kid level humor, but I feel like it kind of did it like over it too much. The sequences and stuff didn't really work well for me either. But look, I wanted to go into this sequel with an open mind because, again, I just wanted to
Hey, you gotta keep an open mind, you know? Because we're ending up with more jokes after this reaction video before you do anything.
I did because It's a movie that I really enjoyed, and I enjoyed this much more than I did the first one. I think maybe it's because a lot of the stuff that I didn't like so much in the first one was actually toned down quite a bit in this. We talk about like musical numbers. There's not really many of them, and where there are in here, they're so small.
Ocho,
actually,
you read it. Really Peter Rabbit too, just like this year. But the last year's got to be Peter Rabbit the movie on the Zodiac Animals.
Kind of comedy and stuff. But
not
so much of it, and it's not as extreme. There's one sequence in the middle which is a lot like really full-on slapstick stuff, but I actually found myself really laughing and having a really good time with it. The story itself kind of scales back a little bit as well. It's a story that really focuses on character. Peter Rabbit, he's going through like this existential crisis. He's having like I guess a journey of self-discovery where he's learning.
Hey, you gotta be discover for me.
Kind of left the family farm to go off and I guess find himself, and he's picked up along the way.
Ocho.
It brings in these real kind of Dickensian themes. I mean, if you think about Oliver Twist, where he's turned into a pickpocket, well, this is essentially the same thing, where he is picked up by this grifter, he's indoctrinated into a gang, and essentially ends up making him do his dirty work for him and stealing, fresh produce from humans and stuff. And kind of the second, third act of the film become like this big heist movie, and it's
you need the highest ones to your ranks,
as well. You've got
but
Bea,
it's a buck.
who is writing the
It's
Peter
still
Rabbit books,
discoveries.
and she is going through this crisis. Of course, at the end of the first movie, she wrote the Peter Rabbit book.
Yeah,
this
the
one,
book.
She is discovered by a
You never heard of that in
world-renowned publisher
library,
who wants
right?
to publish her book on a wide
Ocho.
scale and get her to write
Ocho.
sequels, but ends up pushing her to write them in a direction so far away from what she wants to do with the characters. So she then goes through this journey of deciding whether this is right for her or whether this is wrong. So I feel like on both spectrums, with the animated characters and the human characters, they're both going through these real kind of heavy emotional issues. And for me, it just connected a lot more than the more kind of generic kind of story that came out of the first one. A lot of this movie is very, very generic, but that said, it is a kids movie. You get a lot of the tropes that you would expect from a kids movie. These existential dramas and stuff have been injected into kids movies a lot recently, and it is the same kind of story and the same kind of story beats that we have seen a lot in, I guess, again, in very recent times. It's becoming a very recurring thing. But you kind of got to expect that for a movie that is predominantly aimed towards children and towards families. They've got to be simple, they've got to be scaled back. But again, I feel like this movie does go Ocho. There is a lot of stuff that you're going to find in here to enjoy, kind of as an adult, as there is a lot of stuff for the kids to enjoy as well. So I just really loved kind of the directions it went with these really fantastic, heartfelt, beautiful stories that really do have a core message to them.
That's a little better,
you know. I really love how these things have been brought to life. Their designs are terrific, so traditional. It's like they've leaped straight out of the books. And the fur and everything just looks so real, and it just blends in with that live action world so beautifully. The human characters are so good as well. Donald Gleason,
pretty good.
Such a wonderfully kind of.
It looks like a done in history.
Really awkward kind of
It's a
performance.
good fella to meet you, huh?
And Rose Byrne is just so tender and sweet and charming as well in this. David Oyelowo is in here too. He plays the publisher who wants to publish her books, and he's so much fun as well. He's one of the closest things the film has to an antagonist, and he just delivers his lines with a real dry wit and a real kind of dry charm as well, and he's so much fun. There's a couple of scenes between him and Donald Gleason that are just really fun. Overall, I really did enjoy this movie, and again, it hit me in a way that the first one didn't. I felt like I connected with it on a larger level. Look, this movie is close to perfect for the kind of movie that it's trying to
Peter
be.
Rabbit.
You can't be too judgmental.
It's a live
on
action
something like
movie
this.
with
The
the
kids
kids
in the audience
family,
really seem to love it, so I think it's done its job. And it just look, this I would recommend if you have a young family, take them out to see this movie, because it really is just so charming and so whimsical and so beautiful that it's just a wonderful day out for the family. If you're an adult like me, or a child at heart who loves these characters, loves this world, I'd say go and see it as well, because there's a lot in here to love on a more kind of adult level, and in the character work, the more kind of deeply existential stuff that the journey these characters are going on. There's a lot to connect with there. And at that, I'm happy to give Peter Rabbit 2 3.5 out of 5.
What?
Peter Rabbit 2 is a cute family flick with fun characters and a charming story with lots of heart and great messages. A little generic, yeah, but this is a kids' film after all, and there's a lot to offer for its core audience. And at that, I'm throwing it over to you guys out there. I want to know, are you looking forward to seeing Peter?
Ocho? You want to do something good? On your jokes about rabbits? Ocho! Well, anyways, we welcome you to Before You Go on Chinese New Year 2022. But this one is jokes all about rabbits. What do you call a Transformer bunny? Optimus Prime. Which pair of rabbits were famous bank robbers? Bunny and Clyde. What do you call a really smart rabbit? A harebrain. What kind of books do rabbits like to read? Stories with happy endings. How many hairs are there in a rabbit's tail? 0. They're all on the outside. How did the wrestling rabbit win an Olympic gold medal? He had the most hairpins. How do you send a letter to a rabbit? Hair mail. What do rabbits sing at birthday parties? Happy birthday to you. What do you get when you cross a toe with a rabbit? A bunny ribbit. Why did the bunny like the action movie? It was hair-raising. Well, that's all for 10. But tune in for tomorrow for the Chinese New Year. It's all about a dragon.
Thanks for watching.